All right, so get this. We're taking a deep dive today into a Sanskrit mini quiz.
A mini quiz.
Yeah, from the Spiritual Seek, you know?
Well, yeah, of course.
It's going to be great. And, well, this one is focusing on...
Sanskrit.
Yeah, the spiritual side of Sanskrit.
Sounds fascinating.
So it's not just like grammar and vocabulary. It's like deeper concepts
I see.
woven into this ancient language, you know, the language of the gods, where sounds and vibrations are believed to have real power. So
yeah, no, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so before we jump into this quiz,
Okay.
do you just give us a little bit of like a refresher on the history and significance of Sanskrit?
Yeah, so Sanskrit originated in ancient India, and it's considered sacred in Hindu culture. It's the language of the Vedas, Upanishads, Mahabharata, Ramayana, so really influential texts in spiritual history.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is it has incredibly precise grammar, thanks to Panini's Stahe, and that allows for this deep expression of philosophical and spiritual concepts.
I see. So it's not just any old language.
No.
All right, well, let's get to the quiz.
Okay.
The first question asks us about the meaning of the root vid.
Interesting.
What struck you about that?
Well, I think it's interesting that they start with a root.
Yeah.
It suggests that we should be thinking about the building blocks of language.
Yeah.
And vid is a really powerful one because it means to know.
Okay.
And this emphasis on knowledge, on understanding, is so central to so many spiritual traditions.
Absolutely.
It's often seen as like the path to liberation.
Yeah. I mean, especially for someone who's constantly seeking knowledge and understanding this must really resonate.
It does.
All right. Question number 2 is about samskaras. So these subtle impressions that shape our behavior and our tendencies,
Coke?
it's almost like a psychological concept.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It's the idea that our past experiences, even the ones that we don't consciously remember, they leave these imprints on our subconscious mind. And they influence our habits, reactions, and even our future choices.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can become more aware of our samskaras and like even change our behavior.
That's a great question. Something to ponder for sure.
Right. Question 3 asks why Viveka is essential for spiritual growth.
Okay.
I'll admit that word sounded a bit intimidating to me.
I know, it sounds very mystical.
Yeah.
But it actually just translates to discernment.
Okay.
The ability to distinguish between the eternal and the temporary, between the true self and illusions of the material world.
So like seeing clearly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a spiritual x-ray vision or something.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, now question 4
Yeah.
is all about chanting mantras in Sanskrit.
Okay.
This one always kind of intrigues me.
Yeah.
The idea that sound and vibration can actually align our consciousness with universal energies.
It's a fascinating idea that each Sanskrit syllable carries a unique vibrational frequency. And through chanting, we can create this resonance that harmonizes our individual energy with the cosmos.
So it's not just the meaning of the words, it's like the sound itself.
Yeah.
That's creating this connection. It almost feels like energy work.
It does.
Right.
Yeah, and you see this idea in lots of spiritual traditions that sound can be this really powerful tool for transformation and healing. Yeah.
Okay, question 5 takes us even deeper.
Oh boy.
With the concept of anirvakanya.
I'm not even sure I can pronounce that.
I know, me neither, but the concept itself is so mind-blowing.
Yeah.
That which is beyond words, the indescribable.
It really is.
It's like a humbling reminder the human language has limits.
It does.
Right?
Absolutely.
There are certain truths, certain experiences that we just can't capture in words.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah, and this concept is especially relevant in like Hindu philosophy, right?
Yeah, when they're describing the nature of Brahman, which is considered beyond human comprehension.
So it's like the quiz is acknowledging that there's this whole realm of existence that we can like experience but maybe never fully articulate.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's inviting us to go beyond the limits of our intellectual constructs.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, question 6 dives into the interconnectedness of concepts through etymology.
Oh.
Using the root yuja as an example.
Interesting.
This is where it gets really interesting.
What do I say about that?
Well, they're trying to show us how Sanskrit structure can reveal deeper philosophical connections.
Okay.
So yuj means to unite. And from this root, we get words like yoga, representing union,
Yeah.
and yukti, which means logical reasoning.
Interesting.
So by tracing these seemingly different concepts back to this common root, we can see how they're actually interconnected at a much deeper level.
I see.
It's like language is this secret code revealing all these hidden relationships between ideas.
Yeah, it's a beautiful way to think about it. And it's just one example of how exploring Sanskrit can give us these new insights into the nature of reality.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. That was quite a journey through those 6 questions.
It was.
It feels like we barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But definitely sparked a lot of thoughts.
Yeah. It's amazing how much depth they managed to pack into a mini quiz like this.
They really do.
Yeah.
But how do they even score a quiz like this?
Right.
It's not like a typical right or wrong.
Yeah, it's more about encouraging reflection, I think.
So it's not about bragging rights. It's more about self-discovery.
Exactly. It's about prompting you to think about your own relationship to these concepts.
That makes sense. What about the different profiles they give based on the number of A answers you choose?
Oh, yeah.
What did you think of that?
I thought they were pretty clever.
Yeah.
And lighthearted. Like, for those who get 0 correct answers, they say Sanskrit's such a mysterious thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty honest and humorous way to acknowledge the vastness of this language.
Yeah, you can't capture the entirety of Sanskrit in a few questions, right?
Yeah, no.
What about the other profiles?
So for 1 or 2 correct answers, they say you exhibit a vague knowledge of Sanskrit, which is kind of a gentle nudge. Yeah. To keep exploring.
I like that.
For 3 or 4, it's, Sanskrit fairly well, keep it up.
Okay.
Encouraging further learning. And then for 5 or 6, congratulations, you are a true Sanskrit lover.
I love that.
Yeah.
They don't take themselves too seriously.
No.
It keeps the tone really light and inviting.
Right.
Even when you're dealing with these really profound concepts.
I think that's really key to their approach. It's about making these ideas accessible and enjoyable to explore rather than intimidating.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this deep dive so valuable. We've gone beyond just taking a quiz.
Right.
We've really started to unpack the deeper meaning behind these Sanskrit terms.
I agree.
So where do we go from here?
Well,
what's the takeaway?
Yeah.
The so what for our listener?
So what?
What's that one thought-provoking idea you want to leave them with?
If I had to pick one thing,
I'd
say it's this. Pay attention to language.
What do you mean by that?
Not just its literal meaning,
but
its deeper implications.
I see.
Think about the etymology of words, the connections between seemingly different concepts. Explore the way language shapes your understanding of spirituality and the universe.
So we're encouraging our listener to become like a word detective.
Yeah.
Uncovering hidden meanings and connections.
Exactly. And who knows what they might discover along the way.
It's true.
Maybe they'll even be inspired to delve deeper into Sanskrit themselves.
There's a whole world of Sanskrit knowledge out there.
There is.
Waiting to be explored.
It is.
And hey, if you're feeling inspired after this deep dive,
yeah,
we'll make sure to include some resources in the show notes.
Absolutely. We'll point you in the right direction.
Awesome. Well, this has been such a fascinating exploration.
It has.
We started with a simple mini quiz.
Right.
From the Spiritual Seek.
Mm-hmm.
And look where we ended up.
I know.
It just goes to show that even a seemingly small starting point can lead to really profound insights.
Absolutely.
It's a testament to the power of curiosity.
It is.
And to the richness of the Sanskrit language.
Yes.
And as always, we encourage you to keep seeking.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
And keep diving deep.
And keep diving deep into this fascinating world of knowledge.
I love it.
You know, it's amazing to think about.
That's that.
How a language that originated thousands of years ago.
Right.
Can still be so powerful today.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true. It speaks to that enduring wisdom contained within Sanskrit.
Yeah.
And its ability to connect us to something timeless and universal.
That's the perfect note to end on, I think.
It is.
This deep dive has been a wonderful reminder that learning is a lifelong journey.
Absolutely.
And there's always something new to discover.
Always.
Even in something as ancient as Sanskrit.
You got it.
And hey, maybe this is just the beginning of your exploration.
Yeah, who knows?
Into the language of the gods.
That's right.